Your girl left here and became a whole drill sergeant. I left here and became a whole drill sergeant. So I'm going to share just some takeaways, some things that I learned from the trail, and then honestly give you a quick where this channel is going to go. Because if you haven't noticed, the name has changed. We're not sticking in one box anymore. We're growing and we're going to do it together. First, I want to, I guess, recap a little bit of what the trail has been like. I have not shared much, maybe this much. Maybe I shared this much with you guys about my trail experience. So I'm going to just take a second and give a little something of what the trail looked like for me over the last 2 years, fully 2 years. And then we're going to get into these lessons and takeaways from the trail. So when I was creating this list, I was like, man, I don't even know like which direction I need to go because I've learned a lot from the trail. The trail has completely reshaped the brain chemistry that I had going on. Like I won't be the same NCO, I won't be the same leader. And honestly, Renee has changed too. But I came up with 3 things I want to share. If you are going to the trail, on the trail, considering going to the trail, all of those things. So number one, I want to let you know that the secret sauce, it is presence. It is being available for your soldiers. It is going into this knowing soldiers need you in a way that you probably have never been needed before. You have to make yourself available for them. Now, there are some drill sergeants that only are around when it's high vis time. And there are some drill sergeants like myself who are always there with the soldiers while they are training, interacting with them, answering questions, just letting them know that they are seen, they are heard, and this process that they're going through this time in their journey is important because it really is. A few things that I would do is I would always go to the schoolhouse. Now I am an AIT drill sergeant, so it looks a little bit different for drill sergeants who are in BCT. But for me, I would go to the schoolhouse and just be present. Test days, regular days, when they're just sitting learning the day-to-day things, I would just be there and be available for them and let them know that this is important. I would also let them know specific time within the day when I am available to answer questions. So we would have final formation. I would say, okay, I will be on the CTA, the covered training area, from this time to this time. If you have questions for me, if you want to talk about something, whatever, what have you. And every evening I would have that time that was available for them. And I would be able to interact with them about things that maybe didn't have anything to do with, I need help right now because I'm not getting paid. And what I found is by doing that, a lot of soldiers would wait. I would have a line of soldiers that were waiting for me to talk to only me, specifically me, about whatever. And you do have to manage your energy because you will have soldiers come and tell you the best thing that happened today. And then you will come and have a soldier tell you the worst thing that happened today. And you had to be able to be there for each soldier, but learn not to take on every single thing that every single soldier put on you because they would energy dump all the time. So, number one is presence. If I had to give one piece of advice, be present for your soldiers, be real, be someone that they can talk to. You have to learn to break that barrier of trust and get them to a point where they're willing and able to communicate with you freely about what's going on with them. Number two and number three are not necessarily things that I did great, but they are things that are very important, I feel like. So, number two would be you have to play the game. I did not do this well. Okay. I think I showed that I didn't need other people's opinions to be validated. I showed that I was an independent thinker, and it low-key made me a target. So you have to play the game. And now I am in no way saying you have to dull your sparkle. No, I'm saying save it for the soldiers. That's what I'm saying. Save it for the soldiers. There are some people who just are not okay with someone like me being better than them. And if there are more than one person who feels that way, it quickly becomes a thing. So just save it for the soldiers. I feel like if I would have just saved all of my energy for the soldiers and honestly never even tried to elevate in the ranks of being a drill sergeant, just left it over there, my experience would have been um, different throughout the entire time that I was there. Like literally, my experience as a drill sergeant did like a 180, and it's because I was too ambitious. Okay, if I would just pipe down, chilled out, did what I needed to do, but save that energy for the soldiers, and I would have been better off mentally. I'll say don't go in giving all your cards, but just like save that energy for the soldiers. The third thing I would say that I did not do great, but I learned, and I want you to learn without having the hardships that I have. It would have to be to advocate for yourself as well as the soldiers. Now, listen, I will always advocate for the soldiers. I didn't care, but I did not advocate for myself. When the time comes, you have to advocate for yourself. You got to speak up and not really be concerned about other people's feelings because ain't nobody concerned about yours. So advocating for myself is something I didn't do, and I'm telling you, you will recognize when it needs to happen, and when it needs to happen, advocate for yourself. So those would be the top three things that I would want to share with someone about the trail, and things that they don't really, you're not going to find out on, you know, top three things you need to know about the trail, and, studying the top three, and I don't know, learn the drill sergeant. Like the other people don't tell the nitty gritty, the truth about the trail. If you're only here about drill sergeant things, then you can, thank you so much, like and subscribe. But I do want to share a little bit about where this channel is going to go. I'm going to share my life, and I'm also going to share the things that I have learned in this life to get where I am. What does that mean? If you don't follow me, if you follow me on the Ticket to then you know that the content has shifted. And honestly, the content on this channel is going to go back to what it was before I even became an NCO. A lot of life skills, a lot of growing up without a clear blueprint of what it looks like and figuring things out on your own. There will be faith-based things on this channel. Yes, because that's where we are in our life right now. So every day on TikTok, I do a Bible study. I don't know if it's going to come here. I don't know what it's going to look like on here, but what I do know is that it will be incorporated. I will do a lot more vlogs, which I know vlogs are vlogs, but it'll all come together. But this channel is all about making decisions now that will help you get to the best place later, working now for your future self. So I hope that you guys do like and subscribe. And I'm excited about being back on YouTube because, listen, 2 years has been too long. But yeah, let's do this and let's do it together.